Witch's House by Fumi is often considered among the classics of RPG Maker horror games, and for good reason, if you ask me. Originally released in 2012, it did receive a remake, sometimes I honestly don't know the difference, in 2018, and it looks beautiful. I'll be using most of my footage from this version. The Witch's House stars Viola, a young girl who's found herself trapped deep in the forest by an impenetrable wall of roses, as she must traverse a witch's house, oh my god, title drop, to escape. The horror aspect of The Witch's House relies on atmosphere, of course, but even more so than the atmosphere, this game relies on jump scares. I am a horrible person. Ah! Yeah, I fucking forgot about that one. There are a lot of ways to die in The Witch's House, like around 40 different ways to game over in an approximately 2-hour game. The amount of jump scares and unexpected ways to eat it are admittedly sometimes pretty cheap. But they're honestly my favorite part of the game. Each animation is unique, thrilling, and creatively brutal and gory. Even in the fairy tale-esque pixel art style, some of these deaths are truly terrifying. And some of them make zero sense, but I love them anyway. As the horror video game scene has developed and grown, standards have elevated alongside. Cheap jump scares and copious blood and gore for no reason does not a good horror game make anymore. But I'm here to defend The Witch's House to the death, or 30 plus deaths in the case of The Witch's House. So from this point forward, we'll be going into spoilers galore, so in case you don't want to see that, now would be the time to click off. The setup of the game leads the player to believe they are playing as Viola, who is fighting her way through the evil witch Ellen's house in the forest. But once players learn the truth, everything starts to make sense. We learn that who we thought was Viola is actually the witch Ellen in Viola's body. There's actually quite a bit of lore behind how Ellen and Viola ended up this way. Implied to be centuries before the start of the game's events, Ellen was born a sick child to a father who wouldn't look at her and a mother who eventually stopped loving her. I don't believe it's ever specified what Ellen's exact illness is, but her symptoms described, like her skin peeling away, might indicate something like butterfly syndrome. Ellen's mother abandoning their family becomes a catalyst for Ellen murdering her parents by stabbing them to death, then setting their house on fire. Having a normal one. Now an orphan wandering alone, she captures the attention of a demon who offers her a house and powers to become a witch in service to him. Ellen spends centuries luring victims to her house for the demon to feast upon. Viola ended up being an exception. When she met Ellen, she treated her with kindness and wasn't frightened by Ellen's illness. But our dear, dear little witch saw this as an opportunity. Manipulating Viola's tender heart, Ellen begs her to switch bodies with her, just for a day, so that she can experience what having a healthy body feels like. The lore scattered throughout the game shows the players that both participants must be willing for the body switch spell to work. But, as expected from a girl who murdered her parents in cold blood and has continuously killed innocent folks as food for a demon, Ellen steals Viola's body. Just for a day? I guess I did promise that. To add insult to injury, or rather, more injury to injury, Ellen gouges out her own eyes, cuts her legs off, and drinks throat-burning medicine before switching bodies, intending for Viola to suffer and ultimately die in Ellen's body. As a side note, I've admittedly not read through the Diary of Ellen, which I know gives a lot more backstory and lore, so I do apologize if there's anything I might have overlooked. Viola, understandably, wants her body back. In Ellen's body, Viola inherits some of her witch's magic, although it is weak. Viola lures Ellen in to try to kill her with anything and any method she can muster. Decapitations, hungry snakes, ravenous spiders, flesh-eating human heads, being fucking shot. Again, the ways to die are boundless and brutal. However, it seems like the house itself helps Ellen at every turn. She admits as much in the true ending. It's my house, yes. It wouldn't be killing me anytime soon. Notes scattered throughout the house also provide Viola Ellen hints on how to escape on every floor. Puzzles are a prominent mechanic in many horror games, but the house providing Ellen a path throughout adds an ingenious layer of lore to back up the puzzle and jump scare aspects. Even at odds with Viola's desperate attempts to reclaim her body, the witch's house remains faithful to its true master. In addition to the hints and notes throughout the abode, the player comes across no shortage of diary entries and texts about Ellen's inner thoughts and backstory. None of them are required reading to complete the game, save for the final entry in the witch's room, but do give players the largest chunk of the story. Perhaps this is the house's way of reminding Ellen of her journey and everything she's sacrificed to get to this point. The twist ending is no doubt part of what led The Witch's House to critical acclaim. This game is depressing. Ellen wins in every possible ending, even the one where the player does nothing for an hour. Viola succumbs to the injuries in Ellen's body and dies, dissipating the magic trapping Ellen inside. Ellen is truly an irredeemable villain in my opinion, which honestly leads me to wonder just how reliable of a narrator she truly is. Was her disease as bad as described? Were her parents as uncaring and horrible as she claims they were? Who's to say? I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll check out the other videos I have in store. I also stream Monday through Wednesday on my Twitch channel, as well as release my own original music and games every so often. Make sure to check out all my links in the description, subscribe, and stay tuned for next time. Bye for now, everyberry!